Hello Daily Drafters, and welcome back to the channel for today's daily draft. We're continuing with Duskmourn. Have yet to get a trophy, but I think that changes today. I feel it coming on, so we're going to dive into pack one, pick one. What do we have in the rare slot? 2-mana 2/2 with survival, flying lifelink or +1/+1 counter on it, and whenever it or another creature you control dies, if it had counters on it, put those counters on another creature. Haven't played with or against this, but it seems pretty good if you're able to push this through. Red-white is, I think, one of the better decks in the format. It's not a deck I've played yet. There's also a Trapped in the Screen, 3-mana enchantment removal spell. Fear of Abduction is an interesting one. 6-mana 5/5 flyer that removes things. Jump Scare is a +2/+2 combat trick that could wheel. Fear of Burning Alive, 6-mana 4/4. With Delirium can ping some things, but I think we're going to take the reluctant role model here and see if we can make that work here today. And there's only one white card to follow it up, and that's a Trapped in the Screen. Like I said, very good enchantment-based removal spell, has Ward 2. There's also Hand That Feeds and Ragged Playmate. If these can wheel, could have a decent little red-white aggro deck going on here. What else do we have, just in case? Honestly, not a ton. I don't think Tale of Tamio's good. Beastie Beatdown's fine for red-green. Vanish from Sight, fine, I guess. But we'll take the Trapped in the Screen here. And we keep getting some good white cards. Now, this is an interesting one. So 3-mana 3/3. Survival, you make a Glimmer or draw a card if you already have a Glimmer, but there is Inquisitive Glimmer. Enchantment spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, and unlock costs you pay cost 1 less. There's a Cult Healer and an Emerge, a Vicious Clown for red-white. I think this is between Inquisitive Glimmer and Glimmer Seeker here. I'm going to take the Glimmer Seeker over the Inquisitive Glimmer. I think if we knew we were blue-white, I would take Inquisitive Glimmer here, but we don't know that yet. And because I don't know that, I think the Glimmer Seeker is pretty close to the power level of that. So we'll go ahead and take this and continue to stay white here. I don't understand why this card is in the set. It doesn't make any sense, but okay. There is a Shroud Stomper. This is much more of an aggressive start that we have going on. We're going to want some combat tricks as well. Rootwise Survivor has survival as well. Monstrous Emergence is a good green removal spell. Etched Cornfield. This is a tough one. I don't think I'm going to take the Possessed Goat here. I don't need to stoop that low to stay white. I guess I take the Shroud Stomper. And maybe we wheel the white Reanimate spell from the previous pack? I don't know. That was a close one. Alright, Trial of Agony. Very good aggressive removal spell. Clockwork Percussionist, fine, and aggro as well. Lionheart Glimmer, 5-mana 2/5, Ward 2. Whenever you attack, creatures you control get +1/+1 until end turn. This seems like an absolute beating of a card. I haven't played with or against this, but I mean, it's like a 5-mana 3/6 attacker. What else is there? Fanatic Strength could be interesting if we go white-green. Hardened Escort, 3-mana 2/4. Whenever it attacks, another creature gets +1/+0 and indestructible. Less good, I think. I think Trial of Agony is close here, but I'm going to take the Lionheart Glimmer. And we keep getting good white cards. Patched Plaything, 3-mana, 4/3 double strike, but enters with 2 -1/-1 counters. And a 2-mana 2/2 with survival gets a flying counter. I think I'm going to take the Cheerleader. Patched Plaything is interesting. Could be good with a card like Glimmerlight. Could be good if we had like an Elegant Rotunda, which I believe is the 5-mana white room. Gives you a 1/1, also puts 2 counters on things. That would make this a little bit better, but because we don't have any of those, I'm going to go ahead and take the Cheerleader here first. fear of surveillance. Just keep taking the white cards, I guess. I do love turn inside out, don't get me wrong. But why pass up more white cards when white is completely open so far? Ooh, okay, now we're getting some signals that black could also be open. That's a pick 8 murder. Not that murder is outstanding, but it is pick 8. There's also a friendly ghost. 4 mana, 2/4 flyer. When it enters, it gives something +2/+4. This is close for me. If I take the murder, I'm not locking myself into black-white, but I'm getting much closer to it. But this card is good enough, I think, to go with what we've got, that I don't think I'm going to miss the murder, because I think green-white is probably still the best option for us here. There's a cautious survival, but with all these survivor creatures that we have, the cheerleader, the role model, the glimmer seeker, I think we've got to take the jump scare. We have to make sure we can get some combat tricks to actually be able to attack with our creatures and survive with them. Both of these wield. That's pretty nice. The Ragged Playmate works really well with our survivor creatures. The cheerleader, the role model. Both of these can become unblocked and survive by a Ragged Playmate. Pretty good. There is a grab the prize. I think I'm just going to take the Cautious Survivor. I don't think my deck is going to miss a grab the prize, but Cautious Survivor could be a decent little role player if we do end up in green here. Speaking of in green, 5 mana, 3/4 haste, Branch Snapper. Don't care about the Possessed Goat too much. I'll take the Branch Snapper. Trial of Agony, pick 13. Do I like this card more than others? I think this card is good. I first picked it in my second draft. Okay, what do we got here? Some pretty good cards. Waltz of Rage, 5 mana, board wipe, basically. That's not really what our deck is looking for, but there is a Midnight Mayhem. 4 mana, make 3 1/1s. They gain Menace, Lifelink, and Haste until end of turn. And if for some reason we were able to get any more Gremlins, those would also do that. I think that's exactly what we're looking for. Vicious Clown on the wheel would not be horrible. Shepherding Spirits, also not horrible, I guess. I would love to first pick Smoky Lounge Misty Salon one day and really go hard on the blue-red rooms. This seems like a super fun deck to build. I've only seen this card, this is now the second time in all of my drafts, and it was well after I've committed to a lane. So let's take Midnight Mayhem and probably lock in red-white here. I could potentially be convinced otherwise, but I think red is pretty open, and we know we're white. So, seems fine to me. Now, what else do we have? Emerge from the Cocoon. That's not this kind of deck. There's a hand that feeds. We're not really going to be caring too much about Delirium. Impossible Inferno, same thing. 5 mana, deal 6 with upside for Delirium that we're probably not going to have. So I guess I'll just take a Glimmerlight. This card seems totally fine, even in a red-white aggro deck. I mean, maybe we even wheel the hand that feeds and we could play it. Yeah, Bottomless Pool. This is the perfect kind of card to pair with the Smoky Lounge that we saw last pack. But we'll go ahead and take the Glimmerlight and get pretty close to locking in red-white here. I think now there's a Bedhead Beastie I could take. Seize from Slumber really isn't for this deck, but I do think we want another jump scare. Again, we have a lot of survival creatures, and letting them survive is going to be important. Mind Skinner's kind of funny. This is like a bucket list item in the format, but we'll go ahead and take the jump scare here. All of the Withering Torments. I could have had all of them, but can't complain when you do get a Most Valuable Slayer. This card is great. Another way to help, things like Glimmer Seeker survive. It would attack as a 4/3 first strike. Pretty good. Most Valuable Slayer is a great card. Yeah, I'm liking our deck so far. I think this has the ability to be quite good. What would I like? Maybe 2 more combat tricks, a couple, maybe 1 more rare, and a couple of 3 drops, and a few more 2s here. It's really all I'm looking for. Maybe a Scorching Dragonfire or 2 wouldn't hurt. Let's see. Untimely Malfunction. Destroy an artifact. Probably not relevant. Change the target of a spell or ability with a single target. Meh. 1 or 2 target creatures can't block this turn. Fine. I don't think I need to take that over a Ragged Playmate, though. I think this works, like I said, like with the first one, pretty ideally with our deck here. I don't think it wheels, but we'll see. Ooh, there we go. This doesn't ensure that the creature survives, but we're going to be attacking, and this will help for sure. Another Glimmerlight. Would I play 2? Probably not, but we'll see. Ooh, Orphans of the Wheat. With how many survival creatures? 1, 2, 3. I guess just 3. I think this is the kind of card our deck wants, though. Another turn inside out, not horrible, but I think I'll take the Orphans of the Wheat here. Maybe a couple more survival creatures. Wouldn't hurt either. Boiler Bilge's Ripper. Probably not going to play this one. That is a late Brood Spinner. Pick 8. This card is great. We're just not in that lane today. Maybe no one is. But I'll take the Ripper. I'll put it in the sideboard for now. And we'll see. Okay, Waltz of Rage came back. I don't think we're playing it. I don't think I'm playing Bear Trap. I don't really have a reason to want to splash black right now. I guess I'll take the Waltz. I don't know. Not thrilled with really any of that. I'll just take the rare draft. Okay, we did get the Hand That Feeds. I think I'll take that over 5 mana removal here as just another 2-drop. Maybe it's one of the 2s I cut if we get enough, because I don't think we're going hard on Delirium, but we'll see. Alright, nothing for us here. Coordinated Clobbering, I'll just take the uncommon. Doesn't really matter. Same thing, nothing for us here. Nothing for us here. And nothing for us here. Didn't really wheel anything out of that pack. Okay, I don't know much about this card, but let's read it. 3 mana, 2/2 flying. When it enters, you exile up to 1 target creature with toughness 5 or less. When it leaves the battlefield, they manifest dread and has crew 1. Well, that just seems pretty good. Painter's Studio, Defaced Gallery, I think would also be pretty good. Feed of Surveillance, good. Jump Scare number 3, potentially fine. Friendly Teddy, maybe not horrible if we're trying to play a couple Delirium cards, but I think we will take the hover ship here. Lots of stuff here. What is this one? 2 mana, reanimate a 3-drop. Whenever you attack, put a counter on target attacking creature. There's also Violent Urge, +1/+0 and First Strike. Again, helps with our survival creatures. A Shepherding Spirit, a Fear of Immobility. I don't think I need to take one of these tricks. I think one of them comes back. I do like Percussionist as well. This is a really tough pick. The Fear of Immobility is interesting with our survival creatures. It can kind of be the curve topper for us. It also helps push damage, put stun counters on something. It could be possible that Surgical Suite is the right pick here, but I think this is a powerful card for our deck. Gosh. More good cards for our deck. There is a Valgavoth, but we are not reanimating today. Grand Entryway, Elegant Rotunda is great. 2 mana 1/1, 3 mana put 2 counters on something. I'm just really high on this card. Maybe too high. Again, I would play a Surgical Suite. I would probably play a Cult Healer with 4 enchantments, that's not a ton. I'd probably play a Percussionist, and I'd probably play a Malfunction. We could wheel some things out of this pack, but I do really like Grand Entryway, Elegant Rotunda. Ooh, another Most Valuable Slayer. Don't mind if I do. Don't think I'm playing anything else in this pack. We could have had like 3 or 4 Brood Spinners this draft. But I'm not complaining. I like where our deck is at. Less good here. There's a Saw, but I don't think our deck wants Saw. There's a hand that feeds Glimmerlight number 2, Possessed Goat. I guess I'll take the hand, but don't care too much. Okay, Painter's Studio, Defaced Gallery, or Hardened Escort. Hardened Escort works with our 2-drops that have survival. But I think the Painter's Studio Defaced Gallery is also pretty good. Can help us kind of refuel if we get stuck a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and take that. Land Cycler. I don't really care too much about Lifelink in this deck. This is kind of just a 3-mana 3/3. I guess I'll take the Land Cycler here. And maybe we'll play it. We'll see. Vicious Clown versus Living Phone. I just don't think this body matters. 3-mana 2/1? You do get to draw a card, but like most of the time draw a card. But Vicious Clown attacks as a 4/3 in this deck pretty often. Alright, pick 9. We did get one of the combat tricks back. There is a Friendly Teddy. Our 2-drops are looking like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe 7, 8. I'll just take the jump scare number 3. Oh, I thought that was... I would have taken the Friendly Teddy. I thought the last pack was the one that had the jump scare and 2 Violent Urges. Okay, I'll take the Violent Urge this time. Now I wish I would have taken the Teddy. 4 artifacts. 5 instants, 2 sorceries. I don't know, maybe the hand that feeds. The Glimmerlight's not going to the graveyard, though. I don't know, this is tough. I could play any number of those. What's our creature count at? 16? I probably don't want to go too much lower than that. Not gonna play Bear Trap. Not gonna play this, and likely a land to finish it. Okay, so we got some cuts to make, and they're probably all gonna have to be non-creatures, but I will figure that out, make those cuts, and see you after deck building. Okay, after deck building, here's where I ended up. Gonna try out 16 lands. We do have a land cycler to help us out a little bit. 2 5-drops, and everything else is 4 or less. Not a ton of mana sinks. We have 2 rooms here, but they're pretty cheap. Very cheap, 5 mana total. Did keep 3 of the combat tricks in. We have Trial of Agony and Trapped in the Screen as our only removal. And then everything else is just pretty aggressive trying to push damage. Yeah, first try at red-white. These decks are always super finicky for me. Usually when I do this, I'm on the draw, and then I go up against decks that like ramp towards 5 and 6 drops, and then I'm just like, what is my 2-mana 2/2 doing? But hopefully the Ragged Playmates and these couple of 2-drop survival creatures can help out with that. So we will see how this does in the queue. And before we do, don't forget about the partner of today's video and of the channel, W Energy. If you head over to w.gg and use code DailyDraft, you get 10% off your entire purchase. And, well, I guess I didn't even say the W is an energy drink company. Products are jitter-free, crash-free, calorie-free, sugar-free. Everything is free. They got merch as well. So go ahead and head on over to W and get what you need to satisfy your energy drink craving. Thanks for your consideration on that. Now we will see you all in game number 1. All right, like I said, we do love to start on the draw when we're playing aggro, so we will do that here in game number 1. Keep this hand and draw the lands. Off to a great start. Here we go. So what do I lead on here? Guess I'll lead on this. And then next turn, Glimmer Seeker. I could Surveil here as well. See if they use this mana. Cast an enchantment spell. Or flip permanents. Or unlock doors. Looks like they don't. Ah, more lands. Perfect. I guess we'll get a Surveil here. Yeah, I got the lands for it, so sure. Are they going to call my bluff? Good for them. They did do it, and it worked out. Survival is a whole lot worse when you're on the draw, because now all they have to do is play a 4-mana 4/4 and this thing will not survive. Also notable that currently it won't survive either if they decide to double block. Okay, that basically ensures this won't survive here. So am I willing to trade it for the long neck? I mean, I guess. I mean, I can tap something down, put a stun counter on it next turn, but I can still get an attack in with this, the Fear of Surveillance here as well. Vicious Clown. No, you're much better on curve. I think I could do better. I'd be shocked if they didn't try to take down the Glimmer Seeker here. Okay, leave them with just one creature. Both of ours do die, though. And we have our next two turns kind of made up for us here. Alright, guess we just do this and then lock down this thing, and this isn't doing much for us, so I'll offer the trade. It was a bear trap. That has haste, but it won't be attacking. Sure. Must have been a mistake there. Basically just said 5 mana, discard a card, time walk. Cast for you, basically. That was kind of strange. Okay. Usually I don't think this kind of card is worth it, but they made decent use out of it there. Am I willing to use Jump Scare to kill their 2/6 now? Probably so. Easier to do that when they're also tapped out here. So that card did end up being a 2-for-1. It both killed my creature and forced me to use a combat trick to then get rid of that creature as well. So 6 mana, 2-for-1, sure. Another erratic apparition. That's fine. Followed by what? Followed by, I don't know. Followed by nothing. It is an instant, though. Don't know what that could be, but I think we just have to attack here. We do know their last card is an instant, or it could be like a land cycler, maybe? I don't know. Oh. I see. Do we die now? That's a 7 mana 9/9 trample. Okay, so if I Trial of Agony this and this takes 5, that can't block. I attack, they take it, I chump. If I Trial of Agony these two, I don't have attacks at all. If they have this take 5 and that can't block, I don't die, so I guess this is my only option. Okay, so that can't block. Hopefully they didn't draw an enchantment here. The fact that they didn't block means I think they likely drew an enchantment, which would kill me. But with a 9/9 trample on the board, you kind of have to take a couple of risks. Now, if they didn't draw anything, then they might not be able to attack with this, because if I draw removal, I could kill them. Okay. Take 9. Unfortunately, does not save me. I mean, I could attack with 2 lethal threats. They chump both and then hit me for 9 here, so Atlanach looks to have gotten the best of us. Blood Pits, Drowner, putting stun counters, and yeah, that'll kill us. Alright. We had him if they didn't have a 9/9. But they did. Alright, like I said, when we play aggro, we go second. So we'll do that again here. Keep this, have Ragged Playmate. Also have Painter's Studio on 3 to help us kind of find another land, maybe? Okay, Orphans of the Wheat. So So this is toughness 5 or less. Will I trade here? Well, I guess I don't have to make that decision. What does that do? Oh, this is that one. Okay, that's a really good one here. Probably have to get rid of that. Because when it dies, it makes a XX flyer here. So let's go ahead and not let them go off with that thing. And I'm actually not going to attack because we have a decent little combo here with Most Valuable Slayer. We can attack for 3 unblockable every turn. Like next turn we play this, we attack for 3. The following turn we use this on that, play Friendly Ghost, it becomes a 4/6 and then attacks as a 5/6 unblockable. It's pretty good. That's an instant. I suppose you could have waited, but maybe they didn't want to. They wanted to attack with Orphans as a 3/2. Okay, that's why. Sure. I feel like a race is fine here. Yeah, let's do this here. Swing for 5. I guess the Orphans could potentially, like, represent a lot of damage. Kind of out of nowhere, but we got a lot of stuff going on, too. Alright, opponents, what's the play today? Another Unwilling Vessel. Followed by... no, okay, that's a flyer that enters tapped. And no attacks, you say? I mean, I guess we could just go for the, go for the Friendly Ghost plan. Alternatively, we could play Acrobatic Cheerleader. And Grand Entryway and use Ragged Playmate here. Then we have to take a good bit of damage on the backswing, but again, I feel like racing isn't the worst thing. Oh, we get the flying counter immediately. Ooh, survival plus crew. Nice little combo. That's why there's only 2 vehicles in the deck, because that makes life a little too easy. Forgotten about survival, just doing it that way. Okay. So if we draw a land, we have potentially a lot of damage coming through with maybe if we play Defaced Gallery and Friendly Ghost here. Just have to hope we don't kind of die out of nowhere with an Orphans of the Wheat and things like that. Okay, what are they going to get rid of? Probably the hover ship, I would think. No, valuable slayer, also good. But that's the only play, so that's okay. Lionheart Glimmer. What else could I do? If I did unlocked Elegant Rotunda and played Defaced Gallery here, I could attack for 4 in the air. I don't really want this. If this dies into a 1-1, that's probably okay. I could also make this unblockable, play Friendly Ghost, and then attack. But then this, I don't want that to trade necessarily. Let's play the Glimmer. And then I keep forgetting I have the the hover ship over here. Okay, they go to 4. There could be a way we have lethal next turn. I mean, using Playmate and Friendly Ghost is lethal, so if they give us the opportunity to do that, I will take it. I won't do that into open mana, though. Or priority. Okay. Guess they saw the writing on the wall there. We will take it. Alright, we'll be on the draw for the 3rd straight game with our aggro deck, and don't have any creatures we can play, so we just gotta send that one back, I think. And basically end up with the exact same hand here. I suppose I can get rid of a 5-drop, because I've already got one of them. So sure, why not? Okay, that's a beating of a card. Especially when I don't have anything here. You know, you mulliganed, you ended up with the exact same hand before you mulliganed. You're on the draw, they play a 3-2 with haste. Just like I say sometimes. Sometimes you just lose. I mean, I kind of just have to, like, prevent the damage. They missed a land drop, so at least there's that. Never mind, found it there. They'll get their next one, too. Okay, I assume they'll attack with Centipede here, and then I just use Jump Scare to kill it because I'm on the back foot now. And then next turn I can actually get survival off of the Glimmer Seeker here. I will have to take 3 from the Gremlin to do this. No, I could keep the Gremlin tapped down. I could still get the survival. I just can't push the damage. I could also just play a 1/1 and turn it into a 4/4 and a 1/1. Or 4/4 and a 2/2. I would also draw a card off of doing that. But then I have to take 5 on the backswing. That's pretty bad. Alright, let's attack here. Let's see if they block. Looks like they won't. Got the 1/1. Play the Fear of Immobility. Keep the Menace creature tapped down, I think? Okay, they missed their third. Alright, take 3. Missed their third land, but they found all their lands after that. And now down goes Glimmerseeker as well. Alright, everything's dying, sure. Alright, Bedhead Beastie, do your worst. Now we're just gonna die to Shattered Yard is all that's gonna happen here. Yep, there goes Shattered Yard. Can I outrace that? Probably not. More lands. Sure. Okay, where do I put the counters? I can't really attack right now is the issue. If they draw removal for Bedhead Beastie, we are completely toast. There is a 5-mana deal 6 in the format. So I guess to play around that, I'll do this here. Doesn't have Vigilance, so I can't really attack. This entire game was set up by our opening hand here. Okay, another Menace creature. They're basically going to draw gas for the rest of the game with 2 gremlins here. And maybe have 3 Menace creatures. Oh, no, they kept everything in their hand as well. Sure. Ooh, perfect. That's what I needed. My 8th land. Alright, I think we're done in this one. Haste must be blocked. Twitching Doll. 5/3 or a 5/2. They should just attack with everything. I think they had lethal there, but instead we'll draw our 9th land to make sure that we secure this one for them. That was a fun one. That was a blast. You will never believe it. We get to go first, and mulligan. So that's great. We actually did get to go first this game, though. Kind of shocking. But once again, can't have everything, because then you get a mulligan. So here we are. I think I'm just going to play the Painter's Studio this next turn, unless I draw like a 3-drop. I mean, hitting 2 lands wouldn't be great, but, I mean... do this until the end of my next turn here. Hit exactly what I said wouldn't be great, but here we are. Sometimes the deck just turns up horribly for you. I mean, what else? What are we doing here? Like, what do we have? 8 lands already? 7. Meat Locker, get some counters. Sure. They're playing rooms. Let's draw our 9th land. No, sorry. 8th. Okay. Fear of immobility. Alright. Well, you know, we've got creatures now, I guess. I mean, they've got, like, the world is their oyster. But, we'll see what they can do with that. Oh, Marina Vendrell. They did the thing. Good for them. Did they just whiff? Oh, they whiffed on their... They whiffed entirely. Alright, alright. Okay, friendly ghost. Let's do this one. What does this do? Lock or unlock a door you control? Alright, well let's see if they block here. They might be dead if they don't. I'm not sure. So I can make them go to 1? Nah, I'll just kill the Marina Vendrell here. Okay, well, much as I complained about the start we had, this was a powerful draw, to say the least. See if they got a board wipe. No? Three mana left. Alright, go out on your own terms. We did the thing. Alright, that was a rough way to get to the win there, but the deck does some nasty things when it's humming. Looky looky, we get to go first and we have both colors of mana. Let's go. Alright, starting with Grand Entryway. Or Ragged Playmate. I guess Ragged Playmate now, why not? Next turn, Glimmer Seeker. And then the following turn, we could do Elegant Rotunda and guarantee that this gets its survival in. We still haven't seen our pack one pick one. What's its name? I don't even remember the name of that card. Cult Healer. Alright, do I hover ship or Elegant Rotunda here? I think I'm gonna Elegant Rotunda. Guarantees I get the Glimmer Seeker. I could offer the trade with the Playmate. If they take it, it's not the end of the world. Wouldn't mind that so much. Their thing could get lifelink, but then I could still be attacking past it, so that's not too bad either. That's a 4/4. I think that's a better target here. Friendly Ghost. Do I do Trapped in the Sky? I think I'm going to do Hover Ship. On Survivor first here. And then still offer these trades. Or this one trade, I guess. Yeah, I'd be shocked if they didn't take it here. Glimmer Seeker's going to draw a card, and if it's exactly a Plains, we can unlock Grand Entryway. Ooh, not quite. It was a land, but the wrong color. Did I tap wrong? No, I didn't, because I had to use double white here, so I didn't tap wrong that turn. Friendly Ghost of your own. Sure. think doing this... Well, do we have lethal in some way here? I don't think we do, so let's just go ahead and do this. Get rid of that. Unlock this here. Oh, we do have lethal. I discovered it as I was kind of playing around there. Alright, well, we found the lethal. Despite taking actions not knowing it was there. I can't believe it. We get to go first so many times. And it's the greatest thing in the world. We've done it 3 in a row now. Alright, we'll lead on this here. If we miss a land next turn, I think I just have to cycle the beastie to guarantee I hit a land. If I hit a land, which I did... Now I don't know exactly what to do. Can play Defaced Gallery and hold up Jump Scare, and then Jump Scare can just trade for their 2/2 here. We don't have any Survivor creatures in hand, so the Jump Scare isn't super great. So let's just do this. And then get rid of their 2/2 here. Next turn, if we hit the land, we can play the Slayer. This would attack as a 4/2 first strike. We did hit the land. What is that? And what is that? Okay, when this attacks, gives things Death Touch. This has Death Touch, and this one is just a mana dork. Okay. Sure. 1, 2, 3. See what we find. Why did I tap the plains? That was so dumb. We got lucky, I guess. Do I Trial of Agony right now? Or do I just Hand That Feeds right now? I think I Hand That Feeds. This attacks as a 4/4. I could attack with this as a 4/2 first strike, which they don't have good blocks against. So let's attack here. Okay. Just chumping? Fine with that too. Nope. Okay, they'll take it. And then I'll play this creature. Next turn we've got Trial of Agony and Trapped in the Screen if we want it. We do want it. Got back an Innocuous Rat. Sure. Okay. Well, guess we get rid of the Overlord here. And then let's do this and this. Okay, take 7, go to 5. That is a vehicle. 5/5 vehicle and Innocuous Rat. I can't attack into that, unfortunately. Well, actually I can with the Ragged Playmate. Land. Nice. That's actually pretty good here because now we do this. I should have given it to the hand that feeds. This is a better blocker, but I think it's okay. Sure. They're trying to block it, but it's just unblockable because of the Ragged Playmate here, so that's fine. And then we'll play this thing. Do they have a way to deal with the Ragged Playmate? That is what is lethal here. That won't do it. More lands, sure. See if they can deal with the hand that feeds. Because if they can, then they are alive here. They're going to have to double chump the Bedhead Beastie, though. Okay, they can't deal with it. We are the king of drawing lands. Even in 16 land decks. But work that time, we'll take it. Gotta try to keep on going here. Mono red on the draw. Sure, at least we can cast things in our hand, so we'll keep this one here. And lead on... I don't know. Can't decide. Guess I'll lead on Ragged Playmate. If they offer this trade, I can take it. That's two cards of the way to Delirium for hand that feeds. Must be blocked if able. Okay. More mountains. I mean, mana efficiency says play Vicious Clown, but lack of wanting to trade it for that says I don't want to do that. But I think we have our next turn. If we don't play Vicious Clown, next turn is like really mana inefficient here. I mean, hopefully they don't have like First Strike or something. Okay, no combat tricks, sure. That is a card. That, my friends, is a card. +2/+0 and haste to every creature they play. Really? Yeah, this has got to be one of the better rares in the entire set. The Enduring Cycle is not all made equal. The black one is kind of garbage in limited. Both of their creatures are 4/2. They just put two 4/2 haste creatures onto the battlefield here. Like, how is this card fair? Yeah, I don't know. Just get rid of your morph, I suppose. Or your manifest creature. I mean, I'm not attacking. Okay, got rid of their 3/3, but now their creatures still have haste for the rest of the game, because why wouldn't they? Oh, God. This card is so brutal. What am I supposed to do about this? Now this thing is a big attacker. Can I race? I can't race either is the issue. I mean, I could attack for 3, but like, I can't race and I can't block well, so I can't really do anything. Enduring Courage. That, my friends, is a card. Because the Slayer still gives all their creatures first strike. So this is going to be attacking as like a 6-powered first striking creature or something. 7-powered. I have to chump if they tap with both. Yep. 7/3 haste first strike. Alright, how long can I go with chumping? I'll attack for 5, because what else am I doing here? Okay, it's at least a 3/1 first strike. Let's see, they're going to tap at least one more thing to make it a 4-power, so I can't block it effectively. I'll get Delirium for hand that feeds, though, so that's something. Means I don't have any more creatures in hand. Jump Scare. So if I attack with this, it's a 5-powered menace creature. +2/+2. I mean, I can maybe surprise block something here, I guess, is all I can really hope to do. But again, every creature they draw has haste and +2/+0 for some godforsaken reason. That's a 1/1 with haste, or a 3/1 with haste, and a 6/4 with haste. Yeah, this card is unbeatable. Completely unbeatable. Alright, well, 4/3. We were off to a pretty bad start there, and managed to fight back to a 4/3, so I will take it. Pack one, pick one. What was it? Reluctant Role Model was reluctant to show up in our hand today. So that's fun. We did draw the hover ship a couple times, though. That helped, so I'll take that. Never drew Midnight Mayhem. Card probably would have helped out a little bit. And Lionheart Glimmer was a lot better than I thought it would be, but I would have loved to give this thing a shot. The deck said no, so it is what it is. 4/3. Humming along here, Duskmourn. Tune in on Sunday for the first video in the Arena Gauntlet League series. Should be a good one. Hope you'll enjoy that as well. And then next week for 3 more drafts. Thanks for tuning in today, and I'll see you next time for your daily draft.